And maybe you've noticed Pete on the verge of losing his voice all week long, but don't you worry, the doctor is in. The best remedies for a sore throat you can make at home. That's coming up.
A whole...
He's been just chugging honey.
A whole thing of honey.
We got some embarrassing moments. First of all, what's your name?
That was from our New Year's Eve special last night. But friends, did you ring in the new year in a big way last night? And how's your throat doing this morning?
Or maybe are you losing your voice, like our own Pete Hegeseth, who lost his voice, maybe found it again. I've started actually losing mine this morning. So we're here to help out and find some simple remedies. It's Dr. Devi. She's back. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, so if our viewers watched yesterday, I was struggling all the way through. A lot of folks last night were screaming and screaming. I get it from talking on Fox and Friends.
And waking up early
and waking up early and dealing with kids and all of that.
Sure.
It's probably got to be a pretty common thing right around now.
It is. So the thing is, when we produce sound, right, the way you make that noise is that air comes from your lungs and it goes through these vocal cords, which are little flaps on your windpipe, and come out this way. Now, if you're screaming, you're putting a lot more strain on those vocal cords. And just like if you imagine if you're blow drying your hair, how it gets really dry, right? That's the point of it. The same way, in the same way, if you're blowing out a lot of air through your vocal cords, they'll get really dry.
But there's certain things you should do and should not do. I drank coffee and used mouthwash, which is probably not the best.
Not the best,
but then I was corrected by the good folks here at Fox about what to actually do.
Voice
So
exactly.
I'm equipped with my honey.
Well, that's a good thing. So honey can help with cough, at generally suppressing cough and sore throat. But especially if it's from screaming, you want to stay moisturized. So use a humidifier, drink plenty of water. And actually, the mouthwash is something that you want to stay away from because it's very drying.
Now, alcohol, right?
Exactly. Alcohol, coffee, too, can actually dehydrate you as well.
What if you have a sore throat from a cold?
Well, that's the most common reason that people have sore throats. So for that, you have to kind of wait out the cold, but you can have tea to kind of soothe your throat. You can add honey to that.
Thank you.
So honey, what does the honey do to it?
Well, it's a cough suppressant, and it kind of coats the throat and makes it feel a little better. So it's not curing the cold, but it's actually helping with the symptoms. You can do the same thing with soup, hot soup, to stay hydrated as well. And then, of course, you can try the over-the-counter decongestions, but just pay attention to whether you're taking a non-drowsy formula or whether you're taking something that might sedate you at work.
We talked yesterday to one of the singers from Jersey Boys. Like the backstage trick for them is using some lemon, a little bit of honey, and that's about it.
Exactly.
Olive oil even.
Well, the lemon can help if that's the cause of the problem, but actually other people can have problems with acid reflux, especially now after New Year's. That could be a big problem, and lemon can make that worse.
So a lot of drinking, a lot of coffee, a lot of acidic things, you can
Exactly. So
that.
you have your stomach right about here, and basically if that acid that the stomach produces comes up towards your throat, which usually happens at night. So people who have a worse sore throat in the morning might have some signs of acid reflux.
Even the pillow can affect your throat?
The pillow can actually help you. So if you're standing, gravity's helping you, right? Pulling that acid down. But when you lay down, you actually don't have gravity anymore. So if you stack up your pillows at night, that's an easier way to try to manage acid reflux.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. How about allergies or allergens? I mean, how does that affect it?
Sure. This is a big problem for me, too. I have watery eyes and runny nose all the time. So when you're sleeping, it's the same thing with gravity. So that all that moisture is kind of going back and dripping at the back of your throat. And so basically you start to have a sore throat from the irritation. So you can take Allegra, which is, it helps with managing the symptoms. You can take some nasal steroids, which can also help manage some of the runny nose. And then in the worst case scenario, you can try some Benadryl, some pharmacologic stuff.
I threw this really, really bad.
Sure, I threw this coat on there because the easiest way to manage allergies is actually to figure out what you're allergic to and get rid of it. So I found out I was allergic to feathers, and I got rid of all the down coats and down pillows.
Very nice. Well, Dr. Devi, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here today. I wish you'd been here about 2 days ago.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.